and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another pen, and you may actually recognise the colour of this outer sleeve of the box. This is a Scribo, and if you've seen some of my other videos, you'll know that I do like these Scribo pens, and for a number of reasons. So this is one of the newer Scribo Verdes, and this is the Prato. So I got this in a 14 karat medium flex nib. That is the nib that I really do like from Scribo. So let's unbox this pen and we'll see what it looks like. So removing the outer sleeve, you get this booklet, which is a booklet that actually tells you about Scribo, Feel the Writing, and you can see there, Scribo is short for Scrittura Bolognese, and this is the warranty card, warranty booklet, and then here's the actual card that you can fill out and send back if you want to. To be honest, I'm not actually sure if anybody does this anymore, like send them back, fill it out, send it back. I never do, but I don't know. Maybe some people do, some people don't. I'm certainly in the camp that don't fill out warranty cards or guarantee cards. So now you have this in a box, and again, it's another cardboard box, and it says Scribo, Feel the Writing. And this is a magnetic clasp box with a little tassel of leather here. So if I just lift that up, and you'll see it's magnetic. And then inside, it's like one of these Russian doll packages. You have a box within a box within a box. So let me remove this. This actually is one of the reasons why I like Scribo, is that you can actually discard this box, because it is a cardboard box, and you can recycle it. But you also get this lovely wallet, or pen wrap, or pen roll, depending on what you want to call it. And this has a leather strap here, and you can just tuck it in. And then if I open that up, the first thing you'll see here is, if I turn it around the right way, Scribo on the leather, Feel the Writing. And then you'll also have inside here a cleaning cloth, which I always think is a nice touch, especially when you're buying an expensive pen, and these are not cheap pens either. And if I unwrap it now, what you'll see here is you have the pen, but you actually have a slot for 2 pens. So I always do like that Scribo actually give you this with the pen, because you can discard the box, as I said, you could chuck it away, recycle it, do whatever you want with it, store some other pens in it if you really wanted to. But this comes with you, so if you want to take a couple pens with you, just take this wallet with you. So let me remove the pen, and then you'll see the pen in its glory. Now, I have a number of Scribos. This is a Scribo Feel, and I have a Scribo Feel in the grey-blue finish, and also the blue-black finish. And as much as I really do like these pens, I find the material a little bit bland, a little bit more business attire-like. So when I saw these limited edition versions of the Feels coming out, there was this one, which is the Prato, and then there was the Bosco. I decided that I needed to get it. So you can see here, it's a resin, just like the other Scribo Feels, but this resin really is quite captivating. You can see it just comes alive there under the studio light. It really, really is a stunning material. So this reminds me of sort of green, grassy, sort of marshy type colours, and sort of like the reeds that you have coming out of a marsh, that type of colour. It's a really nice colour, and it's not a colour that I normally would have gone for myself, but when I actually saw this in a pen, I decided that I really liked this colour. So let me show you a little bit here. You have the Scribo logo on the cap finial there, which is just a feathered quill. You have a lovely ruthenium trim going on here with this pen, which I really do think actually complements the pen really well. So I really do think that Luca and team at Scribo really did a really good job matching this trim with the pen colour. So you can see here you have this clip, and the clip is actually a really nice clip. It's a little bit springy, not massively, but you can see here it tapers down to a point. Now, some people say that the edges of these clips are a little bit on the sharp side. They are a little bit, but it doesn't bother me. It's not going to rip a shirt because it is a tapered clip. Now you can see here on the center band it says Scribo, fill the writing, but this material is really stunning. So if you look at the pen here, you can see it has a bit of an hourglass effect going on here. So it starts out quite narrow, and then it comes and tapers out more to a bulbous part in the center here, and then tapers back in to the cap band, and then it starts to taper back out again to the midpoint here on the cap, and then it starts to taper back in again. So this is a little bit of a strange sort of looking pen, but it's not a pen that really feels strange in the hand, and it's a pen that I find that I pick up a lot and write with. So let me unscrew the cap, and you can see here, so the nib on here follows the trim on the pen. So this is a ruthenium coloured trim, so it's a black trim with a black nib, and to be honest, I really thought that this would have been better with a yellow gold or a rose gold, but I do like that blacked out colour. I think it really is nice, and you can just see the section here, just how that material changes in colour and depth. It goes from a really dark green there to a really light green, and that really is a beautiful, beautiful colour that's going on in this resin. Now it does have a bit of a step here where the threads are, but you don't feel that, and it's not sharp. So if I actually hold it here, my thumbs are not actually, or fingers are not actually touching that at all, and it's a really good size. Now I can, if I want to, try and post the cap. It's not designed to post, so it's not something that I would recommend that you do, because the cap is just going to fall off, and it wasn't designed to post by Scribo. It is a piston filling mechanism as well. These nibs have a 14 karat gold flex nib, and these are the same nibs as you would find on the original Omas OM81 extra flessibile nibs. And you can see the feed there. It comes with an ebonite feed or ebonite feeder, and this really is a lovely wet writing pen. Now I like these 14 karat gold nibs because they do flex quite a bit, and they are flexy nibs. I don't flex them an awful lot, but I flex them a little bit when I'm writing, and I started off with medium nibs and I really like them. I've tried a fine, I've tried an extra fine, I reviewed an extra fine, and to be honest, I'm more of a medium to a broad writer, so having a medium that actually flexes to really more of a broad or double broad actually makes more sense for me. So for me, I have to say that I do like these Scribo pens a lot, and that's why I decided to buy this version of the pen. And I'm sure that there will be other new colours that will come out in the near future as well, and I'm really excited to actually see what those colours will be, because this is a really, really nice colour, and I like the colour, I like it in this design. I think it just pops, and of course, as always, I do love how Scribo's write. So I think we'll do a size check, we'll do a weight comparison, we'll do a pen comparison, and then we'll do a writing sample. So the size is about 150 millimeters in length. The cap length is about 67 millimeters long. And actually, one of the other good things about this pen is because it's faceted, it doesn't roll away. So unlike a lot of pens that will roll away, so the full length of the pen from the tip of the tines is about 135 millimeters long. So it's actually quite a long pen, and as you can see here, in the size of my hand here, it's actually a really nice size of a pen. And I don't have large hands, I have quite small hands, although I'd probably say they're a little bit more chunky, but I find that this pen actually feels very well balanced and the length is just perfect for me. So this is really the ultimate sort of length pen and probably weighter pen that I actually do like writing with for long writing sessions. So let's do a weight check as well. Now this pen is inked up. So you can see there, inked up, it's just over 38.5 grams. The cap is just over 17 grams. And then the body, inked up, is just over 21.5 grams. So for me, that is actually quite a nice weight of pen. It's not too heavy and it's not too light. So let's do a comparison with other pens. So from left to right, we have a Pelikan M800, and this is a Royal Gold Rawdon. We have an Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra Africa. We have a Monte Grappa Extra 1930 Shiny Lines Dove. We have a Visconti Homo Sapiens Bronze Swirl. We have a Visconti Watermark. We have the Scribo Feel in the Verde Prato. We have a Visconti Manhattan Arco. We have an Omar's Paragon Grande in the Arco Brown. We have a Classic Pens LM1 in the Flame Red. And we have a Classic Pens LB5 in the Kawasaki. So let's do a writing sample. So this is the Scribo Feel, and this is the Verde Prato with 14 karat gold, and it is a medium flex nib. Now the ink in here today that I have inked up is Pilot Iroshizuku, and it's Chiku Rin, which is actually a really lovely light green coloured ink. Now, in terms of line variation, this is a 14 karat gold nib, so it is a little bit of a softer nib, and it will flex because it is a flex nib. So this is the kind of line variation that you are going to see out of the box without any pressure, but you can push it a little bit more. I'm not going to push this a lot because you can spring these nibs, but you can see here there's a little bit of a line variation going on here. I find that these nibs are a little bit more bouncy, and you can flex them once you've broken them in, but I tend to break them in slowly so that I'm not going to spring the nibs. Now, in terms of wetness, now this is quite a dry ink, and you can see here, next time I will do another one, it's still quite a dry ink. So even though the pen actually writes quite wet, the ink is dry. So this isn't a gusher. Now I could put another ink in here and this ink might actually smear a lot more. But to be honest, I actually like this pen as it is. And I can find that I can actually write with this in notebooks without it smearing too much. It still is a little bit of a wet writer because some of these lines are still a little bit wet. But it's not as wet as some of my nibs would be. Like a lot of my wetter writing nibs will come across half the page to even towards a full width of an A4 sheet. But for me, this is a really, really lovely pen. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.